Okay. Hi.
Hey.
What's happening? So now we're going to do Rebecca's birth chart, and we have all of her cards pulled already. She's going to have an Aquarius rising, which your rising is how you appear when you first meet people and in new situations. So Aquarius is the water bearer, and it's an air sign. And this is engages perceptively, cool, aloof, and intellectual aura, may attempt to shock, human computer, because her mind is full of info, weird in a cool way, and so you have a Uranus chart ruler. So Uranus is like shock and rebellion and big change and everything. That's your chart ruler. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
Okay. And then next we have her Capricorn sun. So this is how she takes action in the world, and you can see that it is green. It's an earth sign, so it's practical and stable and does things in a step-by-step, dependable nature. So she exists ambitiously, takes a step-by-step approach, practical nature, strives to achieve, and has a personal standard of excellence. Okay, and then her sun is in the 12th house, which is the ethereal. So this is where this action, this is where this energy is applied in her life into the actual other side. Or how would you describe the 12th house?
I think I described the 12th house as like transcendence or otherworldly. Interdimensional.
Yeah, like another dimension, another transcendent, like above this level. So yeah, that must be tough having your practical Capricorn placed in a whole nother dimension. So, and the nickname for the sun in the 12th house is the Space Cadet.
That's about right.
Okay?
It's about right.
So it's just fun, and we can change it if we don't like them. Okay, and then her moon, Pedro has that one too. And then her moon, she has a fiery red Sagittarius moon. And this is feels vigorously, optimistic and carefree nature. You don't dive too deep into negative emotions. You thrive on adventure, and you need freedom.
That's
Nailed it.
my insights.
Cool. Okay, and then her moon, so she's emotionally satisfied when she achieves these things, and her moon is in the 9th house, which is the house of wisdom. So Rebecca's constantly trying to learn new things, experience new things, learn about people, have a higher understanding of things. Is that about right?
Yep. Travel, culture.
Yep.
Like ethnic influence, learning about different languages, different people, just getting to know everything that's out there.
Yep. And then ultimately where it gets you is wisdom, right?
Yep.
So cool. And then so we are talking about her emotions here. So with a moon in the 9th house, it's in a fire house. So she could be like a lit match. Okay, with her emotions. And you know, if you know her, you know what I'm talking about.
Don't piss me off.
Yeah, or she's excited for something, that match is burning and it's eager to go out there and get it and everything to piss her off. Boom, that fuse is ignited. And also, too, she doesn't really dive too deep into negative emotions, so it's blowing that match out, right?
Very true.
Okay, cool. All right, so now your Mercury is how you think and communicate. And Rebecca has another fiery placement here and another Sagittarius placement. So she has a Sagittarius Mercury. And this is speaks optimistically, looks for the why, resolute in your convictions. So like you believe in what you believe in. Do you go on mental adventures? Maybe you should start.
Noted.
Okay, and then she always sees the brighter side.
Eternal optimist.
Okay, so was that about right? It's the mental adventures.
I mean, the mental adventures is right. I'm just trying to think of like I'm trying to
Were
sit
you
here.
mentally going on an adventure trying to find?
Yeah. Yes.
No.
I mean, yeah, that's like literally what I do.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that when that's why I was asking. But I think that would be pretty cool if you just went on mental adventures. And...
Well, it's like I think I get mental adventures confused with like dreaminess, because I wouldn't call like when I go down the path mentally of something, like I wouldn't describe that as dreamy.
The reason that I put mental adventures is because it's your thinking, and then it's in the 9th house of like adventures. So I was just like, oh, okay, well maybe she has mental adventures where she like.
It's actually a really good way.
But it could. That was just that. I wasn't sure about that, so that's why I was seeing if you know.
I mean, fundamentally, yes, that is accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
If not, start doing that.
Okay, I'm gonna work on that.
Get right with your lineup.
All right.
And then she always sees the brighter side. Now Mercury is in detriment here, so like we've talked about, I can relate to that. So thinking and communicating, Mercury doesn't really like to be here. It likes to be logical and stuff. And Sagittarius carefree. So sometimes you could have a little bit of trouble with communication, basically. Okay.
Which is again accurate.
Yeah. And then you have your Mercury in the 11th house, which I call the house of support. So it could be like your groups, your network, where you get your support from. Also, too, somebody had mentioned before that I agree with, support is not always like here on earth, right? Like sometimes we have that universal support and that godly support, and these things supporting us and having our back. And I think that you have a lot, you can relate to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked pretty in-depthly about it, but it's like, I think one of my biggest support systems is energy.
Yeah.
Like, is my
And
definition of faith or God or whatever you call it, like that is my guiding light a lot of times. That's my support.
And in having your, what was we were talking about? Having your Sagittarius in the 11th house, the electricity and energy actually falls into the 11th house as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
So like new inventions, electricity, like all that's 11th house stuff. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah. And then, okay, so this is, all right, so, oh shoot. So that was your, so you have Sagittarius, Mercury. All right, so this was your, that's weird. Okay. Oh, so this is actually, I put the human computer for this one.
Did you?
Yeah, because you have your Mercury in the 11th house. How you think you communicate in an 11th house area.
True. Okay, I get it.
Okay, and these are, they're just for fun and stuff, but you do know a lot of shit.
I acquire a lot of useless knowledge.
No, it's totally useful. Okay, and then her Venus sign, which is how she loves. This is in Aquarius, so it's in an air sign, so it's an intellectual placement. Rebecca loves unconventionally. She has a friends first style. So if you want to make things last with Rebecca, you gotta be really good friends first. Is that right?
It's very right.
And that's probably even more important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She is unique, rebellious, and some might even say provocative.
I like to try.
Yeah. And then she seduces through intellect, believe it or not.
It's the biggest stimulation for me.
Yeah. So you seduce through intellect, but you're also turned on by intellect, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
So Aquarius, Mars.
And you heard what I said about electricity, right?
Yeah. Electric.
Like, it's a pretty intellectual statement I made there. Okay, so that's her Aquarius Venus, how she loves. And then she also has this in the 12th house, that fun portal to another dimension. So yeah, that's a whole nother day's conversation, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to like keep myself like just on the surface, but like loving intellectually, having an Aquarius Venus in the 12th house makes love happen in a very non-fundamental way.
Yes.
It's ethereal.
Unconventional too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and then just saying your Venus in the 12th house, taking out other aspects of it. Oh yeah, that's what I didn't. Okay, so to me, the 12th house energy is very magical and beautiful, but sometimes like that can be deceptive, like deceptively beautiful. So for Venus in the in a good way.
Doesn't always have to be all good.
Alright, so for Venus in the 12th house, I have chosen the ultimate siren because they sing you beautiful songs along the shoreline with their magical eyes that are literally twinkling. And then, you probably go home without your wallet. Sorry.
Might happen.
But that's just a joke. That's just a joke.
Maybe.
Okay. Okay, and then her Mars, so your Mars is how you take action, how you go for your goals, drive, your ambition, and she has this in a strong and steady earth sign of Taurus, the bull. So this is acts resolutely. So when you're determined in something, you're absolutely resolved into it, you develop a plan of action. You don't just jump into it willy-nilly. You're very good with longevity, making things last a long time, making your goals and intentions very steady and like that word for a long time, like have a long life.
Longevity?
Yeah, that was like another one, but whatever. Like, I don't want to say viable.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can't.
Last a long time. And, alright, so you might be a little bit slow to start, but that's because you're developing your plan of action. You're getting it strong and steady. You're pouring the cement. You gotta wait for it to dry and all that. And then Mars can also be in regard to your anger and also sex. But for these, we kept these cards PG. So, but I will say for anger, like Rebecca, she has a very long fuse. So you're not going to easily rattle her. Plus, she's very dignified with her Capricorn placement. So you're not going to easily rattle her, but if she gets angered, she will shake the entire earth. So just remember that.
Ask Max.
And then, interestingly enough, she has her moon in the 3rd house, which is, she has her Mars, how she takes action in the 3rd house, which is an air, intellectual, the 3rd house sign of Gemini, the 3rd house, which is the house of communication, which I'm not very good at. And for this is the mighty pen. So with a Mars in the 3rd house placement, you might be able to get your goals, get where you want to be through communication, where they say the pen is mightier than the sword. Okay, or if you want to get somebody back, like you can, slice them in half with your words. That's going to hurt more than anything else that you can do. That's your superpower.
I like that.
Okay, so that was the whole placement. That was the whole birth chart interpretation.
I love it.
Bye.